Yeah, that's definitely bubbly. Okay, listen to this. It happens right when I turn it all the way against the knuckle. Right there, did you hear that? All right. I believe this is the Hydroboost. Looks pretty easy enough to install. 4 bolts. We got the old Hydroboost and we got the new Hydroboost. Looks a little bit different. Oh yeah, this one has a stink bug attached to it. This one does not. Quiet, please. Hello, and welcome to John Bull Outdoors. Today we're going to be replacing the Hydroboost on this F350. This is a 2003 Powerstroke 6.0 Diesel. We've replaced the power steering pump already on this truck. Now we're going to get to the Hydroboost. I'll put a link to that video up here if you haven't seen it already. Let's get into this. Okay, I'll let you go. All right, let's make some room in here. We need to get to the Hydroboost, which is back here.
I'm removing the battery box, and the air filter here.
Let's see if we can take this master cylinder off. It looks like only 2 bolts, one here and one on the other side. 14 millimeter. It looks like we got brackets here that are kind of holding it in there. We might have to take this off so we can slide it out.
Here we are now on the inside of the truck. The first thing we need to do is disconnect the brake pedal. We remove this clip here, and that allows us to unhook the wiring.
That's pretty easy. All right, now we have 4 bolts up here. I believe that's all we need to take off the Hydroboost. They are 13 millimeter. Alright. See if this guy is loose. Yep. Alright, we still got to take this goes directly to the power steering pump right here. We got to take that off. Anyway, we got to take this off, unscrew that, and I think we're good to go. Get yourself an 18 mil for this. There we go. That's not bad. Oh, nothing's holding it up. Just gotta give it a jerk. All right. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
I probably should have put some racks down here to protect some of that leaking transmission fluid. It'll make my life easier when I clean up.
All right. She's out. We got the old Hydroboost and we got the new Hydroboost. Looks a little bit different.
The new Hydroboost is from Motorcraft, even though it looks a little bit different.
All right, well, let's not mess around. Let's get this one back in. All right, here we go. Oh, that was easy. All right, let's go ahead and put the bolts on. Oh, man. Looks like blood down here. I guess I dripped more than I thought I dripped. Okay. Let's at least get a bolt or 2 started. I gotta fire the air compressor back up again. All right, that's good enough for now. Let's go ahead and get this master cylinder back on here. right, I got all 4 of them started. So let's start with the tough ones over here. Yeah, all good there. Let's put this back together. Back on like, does he slide up? He slides up, yeah. And then, no. Did he go on like, wait a second. There we go. All right, that's it. All right. I think we're good. I think we have everything hooked back up for this Hydroboost. Got these 2 pressure lines back on. Master cylinder back on there.
Before we start bleeding this truck, I need to fix the air conditioning compressor clutch
We need to fix this air compressor pump pulley, which is right here. I took it off already. Unfortunately, I need to fix this wiring way down here because I shorted this out right here. Get the camera in there. So I need to fix this wire down here. In order to do that, I've got a new harness here, and I'm not going to try to solder all the way down there. I'm going to use this little kit that I purchased for 10 or 15 bucks. I believe it has solder in here. Solder seal wire connectors. You just heat it up with a heat gun. So let's give that a try. And I'm going to cut this out here. Looks the same. The size we're going to need. Alright, we're going to go with the blue ones. They're a little bit bigger. This is heat resistant tape here. Hopefully that'll do it. Alright, so all we need to do now really is just reinstall this pulley. Alright, so here as you can see, this is my problem why this failed last time. This piece, if I can do this with one hand, should fit all the way up against that AC pump. And I did not have it seated all the way in there. And so as this spun, this rubbed up against there and rubbed that off and shorted it out. So got to get the new one all the way up in there and then slide the pulley wheel on top of that, and then you have this plate that goes on top of there, and here's all the hardware you need with it. Okay, let's try this again. Now get it to fit. Pulley wheel. Let's see if I can get it on this. Come on, go. Oh yeah, that's flowing freely, moving freely, coming in from the bottom.
This is the spring clip I am reinstalling.
Oh, first try. I'll take it. But look right here. There is about 1/8 of an inch between that connector. So that will not rub. And won't repeat the same error that I did last time. Alright, now for the magnetic plate. This part's a little bit tricky because I have a washer that I do not want to fall out. I think we're done. We just need to hook up the belt and test her out. The key to getting this belt on is to making sure everything's in place before we loosen the tensioner. And that's the hardest part, I think. Loosen her up. Put her on. I think we're good.
Did you guys catch what I did here? I'm installing this shroud on backwards.
I put this in the wrong way. I'm putting this in the wrong way. Ow, crap. What the heck? Maybe I just need to get a new one of these. Oh wait, I can fix this.
This is the first time I've ever used a plastic welder. I hope this repair lasts.
All right, attempt number 2. Let's get this in the right way.
I know there's another crack at the top of this shroud, but I leave this one here just for ease of installation purposes.
All right, I think we're about ready to start her up. We've got the Hydroboost put back on, and we also have the AC compressor clutch repaired correctly this time. So let's fire this thing up, and I do want to drain some of this out of here to see how it looks. Hopefully it's clean. If it's clean, we'll just top it off. Alright, I'm gonna pump the brakes a little bit. Anything come out? Oh yeah, we're getting some stuff. Oh, we got lots of bubbles in there. Okay, so we got lots of air. Got lots of air, and here we got to bleed out. All right, I went ahead and put this tube back on. It's got this filter on here. It's back to the reservoir tank. Yeah, that's definitely bubbly. Definitely have to bleed that out. I got the wheels off the ground. I'm gonna let it sit for at least 20 minutes. Maybe some of these bubbles work their way out, and then I'll start bleeding it with the truck off. If you haven't seen how I bleed this truck, you basically need to turn the wheel back and forth 5 or 10 times, pump the brakes 3 times, and repeat that procedure 50, 100 times until it's bled. Yeah, it's a workout on the shoulders for sure.
2,000 years later.
Bleeding it from the inside. I'm going to do some power assist of my own. Hold on, let me get ready. Okay, here we go. All right, does that help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's so easy.
I wonder if you got on the other side and did this, if we need anybody inside at all.
Oh yeah. This is so easy.
Then you just use your leg power instead of your shoulder power.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter.
Assist.
What?
Even if you assist.
Yeah. We'll go all the way knuckle to knuckle. I think we've lost track of how many we've done though. We should time how long it takes to do one, and then just come out here and do it for a time. All right, I think that's pretty good. Okay, listen to this. I'm gonna push the wheel back, and you should hear the fluid squeeze. Hang on a second, we gotta... Guys, I needed to be quiet for a second. I don't know if you can hear with this racket they're making. Alright. It happens right when I turn it all the way against the knuckle. Right there, did you hear that? Do that again. All right, folks, let's wrap this up for now. So the hardest part of this whole procedure is bleeding the truck. You know, I'm gonna continue doing this with the wheels off the ground and not start the vehicle for quite a while. I don't think you should start the vehicle because it just introduces air bubbles into the system, and then you have to bleed those out again. Some people say you do need to drive it 300 miles or so, and then they will work their way out eventually. Maybe that's the case. I might have to try that as well. But for now, I'm going to park it, get the front wheels off the ground, continue what I'm doing, bleeding it, and probably not start it for a good while until I don't hear that sound, you know, of the bubbles purging, and until I don't see the bubbles in the reservoir anymore. And then I know I'll have it fully bled. So hopefully that'll fix it and get it going. I mean, it's still drivable right now. It's just noisy. I do have some more work I need to do on this truck. Transfer case needs work, and some other minor issues. So, and if you subscribe to the channel, then you can hit that bell notification icon, and you'll get notified when the next video comes out, so you won't miss it. All right. Well, see you on the next one.